Okay, fifth graders, your homework tonight on Thursday here has to do with range, mean, median, mode. Remember, we call those landmarks. So let's start out. Mrs. Perez's physical education class participated in the standing long jump. Following are the results rounded to the nearest inch. So they've already been rounded for us, thankfully. Now it says organize this on the line plot below. This is an important skill to know, fifth graders, because it will likely be on a test someday. All right, so 24 we need to put on between 20 and 25. So thinking, if I put it right here in the middle, that would be more like 23. I don't want it to be in the middle. I want it to be a little closer. And I need to identify it as a 24. And then I've got a 35. That's going to be right on. Don't go next to it. That's wrong. It needs to be right on. And I can write 35, but it seems a little silly when it's right underneath it. And then there's a 33. So on my line plot, 33 should be right exactly in the middle. 48 is my next one. 48 again should be right exactly in the middle. Be careful where you put these today. 33. I think we identified that one already. We'll just write it again. A 48. We did already. We'll write it again. 27. Right in the middle. A 35 is going to be right on there. We'll write it again. Another 27. And a 55, right on. Don't go next to it. Right on. 43, right in the middle. 24, we did it once already. We'll just do another one. I think that's a 50 something. It looks like it got covered up when Mr. Frischman created this for us. We're going to call it a 55. And hopefully it won't throw our data off too much. And a 33 again. And a 53 right in the middle. And a 52. We're going to go right next to it. I'm starting to wonder, did I mess up on that 53? Because I don't see a 53. I think I did. I think I put it in the wrong spot. Or I think I didn't even have that number. 33. I need. That's my neck. I have a few of those already. A 29. Going to be pretty close here. 29. And a 59. Close to 60. And a 26. And a 59 again, and a 48, and a 37, and a 42, and another 42. Okay. Next, we need to make a line graph for all of this data. It's already partially marked for us, so we just need to do some X's in there. And then make sure you check to see number of students, length of the long jump. So number of students, how many students had a 24? It looks like we only have one student that had a 24. But it's between 20 and 24. So we only had one. Between 25 and 29, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. And between 30 and 34, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. In between 36, that must be a 35. 35 and 39. 1, 2, 3. In between 40 and 44, 1, 2, 3. In between 45 and 49, 1, 2, 3. And between 50 and 54, we had 1, 2, 3. And between 55, uh-oh, I made a mistake on there. I counted those 55s and I shouldn't have. I needed some white out here to cover those up. So hopefully you didn't copy me on that one, but I will fix that. And then for 55 to 59, I really have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you made that same mistake and you don't have the benefit of whiteout, just take a scratch piece of paper like this, make it really small, and tape it on. How many really should I have there? I should have between 50 and 54, just the 1. So tape that on, cover that mistake up. Oops, sorry about that. Now, taking a look at our graph, we're going to look for the following landmarks. Maximum, that's our biggest number. Who had the longest jump? Because we're not looking for the maximum number of students. We're looking for the, if we look, it says find the following landmarks on the standing long jump. So we want the maximum, not the maximum number of students, but the maximum in inches. That's going to be a big clue for us. It looks like the biggest anybody got was 59. And the minimum, the smallest that anybody got, I can check on my graph, was a 24. The mode, the one that appears the most. What did most kids get? Well, I have several that are 4. So it seems like we have a few ties. Is there any that's more than the other? Anything that's more than 4? 59, we had a bunch there. We had 3 48s. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4 33s. So I think that our mode, the one that most kids got, would be this one right here, that 33. And then our median, the median's the middle. We have to be careful with this, kids, because we can't go this way. We have to actually cross some of these off. They have to be in order when we find the median, and we have to count each number. So I'm going to start at my smallest. Uh-oh, and I see a mistake I made already. When I wrote that 24, I wrote it down there, so I better add that up here quick. So my graph isn't off. See, I've got 2 24s, and I wrote that one down there. I don't know why I did that. That was foolish of me. In fact, I'll fix it right now. I'll put it up here. Okay, so as we're trying to find the median, think of that song, or that poem, Hey Diddle Diddle, the median's the middle. We're going to start here, and I'm going to cross off 2 here and 2 here. 2 here, 2 here, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and now let's see, another 2 on this side and another 2 on this side. So, oh, I'm getting closer. I'm just going to do 1 this time. 1 on this side, 1 on this side. And then I'm stuck with this right here. 35 to 37. So I could say my median is 35 to 37, but I can even be a little bit more specific. What comes exactly between 35 and 37? Our answer would be 36. Once in a while you might even have what comes between 35 and 36. If that's the case, then it would be 35.5. So sometimes you need those decimals in there too. All right, and now we're just in, oops, I forgot one here. Mean. The mean, remember, is the same as the average. You add, then divide for the mean. So let's figure out what we need to add up. It says use a calculator here. Here's my calculator. Pause the video if you don't have one handy. I didn't tell you about that ahead of time. I usually do. So here we go. I'm going to follow this one right up here. 24 plus 38 plus 38 plus 48 plus 33 plus 48 plus 27 plus 35 plus 27 plus 55. Uh-oh, look at that. It turned my calculator off. This is also one of those where you probably want to check it 2 or 3 times, because when there are so many numbers, it's easy to get lost and to lose what it is that you were counting in the first place. And I've covered it up a couple of times, so I might have a number wrong. I'll try it again. I'm going to pause the video while I add it up. And you divided by the number of numbers. There were 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So hopefully you divided by 24. If you did it correctly, and hopefully you double checked it, you would have an average, a mean of 39.5. 39.5. And then solving at the bottom, use all of your scratch area if you need to. You've got 48 times 29. Remember, when you do this, cover this one up in your mind. 8 times 9 is 72. Carry your 7. 9 times 4 is 36. Plus 7, 43. 0. Cross out your 2. 7. Remember, I'm adding a 0. Oops, I crossed out the wrong one. Remember, I'm adding a 0 because my 2 is actually 20. So now I've got 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Add them up. And you should get 1,392 if you did it correctly. The next one, you're subtracting. Make sure to line up your decimals. You're going to have to do a little borrowing here. Oh, actually not on that one. I'm rushing here, sorry. 5 minus, is this minus? Yep, 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 8, you can't do it. Here you do some borrowing. And now you've got 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. Put your decimal down. 7 minus 9, you can't do it. Borrow from your neighbor. And 8. And 8 minus 1 is 7. So you should have 18.43. This one, I'm going to use up here 384 divided by 24. How many times does 24 go into 3? It can't. How many times does 24 go into 38? 1 time. Subtract. And I've got a remainder of 14. Bring down my 4. And 24 into 144. Let's think. I'm going to think 25s here because I can do it a little bit better. 25. I can do, if it's 25, I bet I can do about 5 of them. And 24 times 5. 120. Uh-oh. Look at that. I have a remainder of 24. That's not okay. This should have been a 6. I should have done 24 times 6. And I would have gotten an exact. Would have been 144, and my remainder would have been 0. So I should have had exactly 16. And on this one, we're just straight adding. I'm just going to take this number and write it underneath, but make sure you're lining up your decimals. Well, now doesn't that look strange? There's nothing here. Sometimes people add a 0 just to make it look better. 0 plus 2 is 2. 5 plus 8 is 13. 7 plus the one you carried is 8. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 7. So you would have an answer of 798.32.32. Thanks for working with me today.